What is Christian nationalism? Christian nationalism is a political and cultural ideology that merges Christian identity with national identity, often being claiming that the United States were founded as a Christian nation, which really is not true at all. It was not founded as a Christian nation. When the United States were founded, there was no Christians on here, and there was a different group of people on here, aka the Native Americans, and then the white men, which Caucasians usually do, come in, colonize everything, and then in the name of the good Lord and their Savior, they say it's a Christian nation. When in reality, it's not no damn Christian nation. And Christian nationalism is the belief that a nation's law, culture, identity should reflect the specific version of Christianity. Usually conservative and protest, the United States concept often involves historical claims that the nation was founded on a Christian country and should return to its roots, which we all know which America was rooted in. That's what they want. Political goals, activating policies that align with certain Christian morals and biblical interpretations, marriage, abortion, prayer, and schools. As well, national identity, liking the true citizens or patriotism with the nation, sometimes include people of other faiths or no faith, and symbolic fusion using crosses or flags together or religious language and political speeches, which we know they don't want to separate. We know that they don't want to separate or they like it to be together with the hypocrisy asses. And as well too, in the same language of Christianity, no, Christian nationalism is more political than religious. Clockets is also about using Christianity to shape national identity and government, not by faith or by personal beliefs. So basically, a dictatorship. Christian nationalism is you using your hate as a form of control, but you're saying it in whatever God or deity or spirit that you serve, you're claiming in their name and their good graces, a being or an entity, a cosmos power that you never came across in the name of. Even when you blindly follow a king and you do what the king says, that's right there is what Christian nationalism is. You're blindly following a system. And critics say that it can lead to exertion, discrimination, or authoritarianism. Why it's so controversial? It's very controversial because, especially against religious minorities and secular citizens, supporters often see it as protecting cultural heritage or religious freedom, when that's not protecting anything. And Christian nationalism is not doing that at all. You're going against all those very, very things. Minority groups that have been dominating for centuries and eons, cultural heritage from different backgrounds and religious groups, you're not allowing them to have the freedom to live. That's basically what it is. These are the two differences between patriotism and Christian nationalism. Christian nationalism, since we're on the topic of it, it ties Christian identity to national identity, and patriotism is the love and support of one's country regardless of religion. And let's circle back to Christian nationalism. Says the United States was or should be a Christian nation, and then patriots believes in constitutional values like freedom of religion. Okay, now let's switch back to Christian nationalism. And therefore, back to Christian nationalism, advocates for laws reflecting Christian moral codes, which are like what? Hating everybody, because Lord knows that's what y'all do. And then, so back to patriotism, respect for pluralism, cultural differences, beliefs, faith, and coexistence. Back to Christian nationalism, many view non-Christians as less American, which is crazy to me that that's even a topic when it comes to people who are Christian nationalists. And then back to patriotism, sees all citizens as equal parts of the nation, basically. That is what patriotism is, and people try to mix the two together when that's not what it is, and how one's lines in with a dictatorship, while the other one lines with more of freedom and value and freedom of speeches. And this is basically what's going on with the climate that we are around in right now, basically, and how people are looking towards that and then jumping away from it, but jumping right back into it, thinking that they're the same, but not really knowing that they're the two most separate things. And when people talk about being Christian and godly-like or Jesus-like, they really think that them being a Christian nationalist is what their God. as a reflection of their God or what Jesus wants them to be. So they think them being a Christian nationalist and them speaking out this evil, smazy, like type propaganda is so beneficial to what the heavens and what to the divine ones need, when that's far from the truth. And as well too, symbolizes and ceremonies, mixing church and state symbols, crosses with next to American flags, as it arouse religious prayers and official government events, plus policy goals, pushing for laws that align specific Christian teachings, etc., banning AB strictly from religious grounds, eliminate LGBTQ rights and trans rights, and promoting school prayer as well. And especially to the January 6th, I call it the terror attack because that's literally what it was. And some people involved in the Capitol carried out Christian flags, signs, quoting Bible scriptures, and prayed in the senators. Scholars often cite this as a visual expression of Christian nationalism and symbol of action and for an uprising that took place, I would say, like 4 years ago now, 4 or 5 years ago now, since it happened in 2021 on January 6th. And so that's another form of what Christian nationalism is and the way I could best explain it. And so thank you for watching my video on Christian nationalism and the epidemic of Christian nationalism and how far it spread. And you guys are watching Jeremiah for you. Have a nice day. Bye.